Hello, everyone. Dr. Amanda here, your plant-based lifestyle physician health coach who is here to educate and empower you to make healthy lifestyle decisions so that you can live your most healthy and abundant life. Well, did you know that in countries where they drink the most milk or dairy, that they also have the highest rate of hip fractures? Well, don't we usually think that milk does a body good? I remember hearing that when I was growing up. Are those commercials where people have those funny milk mustaches and said, "Got milk?" Or even growing up, I remember thinking back in elementary school where in our lunch, the beverage of choice was milk. Now, I don't exactly remember if water was an option. Maybe I just wasn't drinking water then that much, so I didn't pay much attention. But I would think the beverage of choice, especially for children and adults, really would be water because our body is consisted mostly of water and we need to be hydrated. Well, anyway, I was just thinking about that and wondering because I had the question of calcium and how much do we need to take in. And if you're on a whole food plant-based diet, how do you get your calcium? Because we do not drink milk, we don't eat cheese or yogurt, but of course now they have a lot of dairy substitutes to where you get yogurt and our cheeses with plant-based sources. So my love-hate relationship for milk goes back to when I was younger. Also, remember trying to get a bowl of cereal and pouring out milk and just chunks came out. So that kind of just turned me away from milk anyway. But, cheese and yogurt though, that was up my alley. I never turned down a pizza. So that was one of the hardest things that I had to give up or that I decided to stop eating when I became plant-based. It was really my pizza. Like I just loved pizza and I just needed that cheese, or so I thought. Well, anyway, so how do we get enough calcium in a vegan or plant-based diet? Well, first we see some studies that actually decrease in animal protein, which is milk, dairy. We have in our dairy products also animal-based proteins with the milk because that actually increases our calcium excretion through our urine, and so therefore we are decreasing our calcium. So we have found out that that doesn't actually help if we actually intake milk to some extent. Also decreasing salt in our diet, decreasing caffeine. So all you coffee lovers, don't drink too much of that. Also our refined sugars, so our desserts and colas, Coke. You heard me talk about Coke before. And of course, decreasing alcohol intake. There's been some studies that also found that when children eat fruit, that they actually have a better bone mass as they become adults. So my daughter should have great bone mass because she loves her fruit. She eats all types of fruit, especially oranges have been found to be actually high in calcium. So you get vitamin C, you get calcium. So definitely you want to eat your oranges. What else can you eat as far as plant-based that is higher in calcium for you so that if you're a person that you believe you're at higher risk for bone loss, that you would want to substitute out? So are green leafy vegetables. Those green leafy vegetables are good for a lot of things, right? So we want to concentrate more on like our kale or turnip greens with that. Spinach, you might want to stay away from that because sometimes that can actually decrease our calcium absorption. So you want to stick more with your kale, turnip greens, collard greens, things like that, okay? Other things you can do is your tofu. So my daughter gets that too. Tofu, different types of seeds. So sesame seeds and chia seeds, which again, I put in my oatmeal all the time. Just love those chia seeds. So how much calcium should you get? So usually an adult, so over the age of 18, you would get anywhere between 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day. So you'd want to look at, your food labels and decide how much calcium is in that serving and try to get enough calcium. So our tofu, you can get anywhere between 200 to over 800, depending on what the label says. Cooked kale, in a cup of cooked kale, you can get about 177 milligrams of calcium. And then in one large orange, you can get about 70 to 75, somewhere around there, milligrams of calcium. So there's several options that you can use for plant-based nutrition. And like I mentioned, in your leafy green vegetables, it's not just calcium. It's so many other phytonutrients, nutrients, whatever you want to call them, that we are saying that you can actually get with eating different types of plant foods. So even though in these videos I'm pulling out maybe one nutrient that you're concentrating on, that our fruits and vegetables, whole grains, actually contain so many different nutrients that it's not just you eat one. Like when you think of meat, you only think of protein, but in our fruits and vegetables, there's so many different things that we're actually getting in our body that's actually helping us in our overall health. So if this video was a benefit for you, definitely share it to your friends and family on your social media pages, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just click that bell and you will get notices every time we put up a new video for you. And just imagine that adding more of these leafy green vegetables, your fruit, that your body will feel better, your bones will get stronger, and you don't need that got milk. Blessings and health.